And it's Tuesday Night Live, 7 p.m. Eastern. I was going to say something silly like I was going to give all the different time zones, like 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, Pacific, but that's too goofy. So I am here today by myself doing the webinar. We got people scattered all over the place, which is cool. We got a lot of things going on. I'm actually right here. I don't think I've ever done it from here. This is our office, but what's really interesting is like I'm going to give you guys something I don't think we've done before, or maybe I've done a while ago. I'm going to walk you guys around our office here in a little bit, but this is how you come in. That's my cool car right there. This is my really, really cool car out here. And I want to show you this while everyone's logging on. This is a really cool car, and it's been really cool up until like a day ago when I was at a traffic light and somebody T-boned me day before yesterday. So it's not as cool anymore. But get back in here. I'm glad you all are dialing in, and Tuesdays are always a special days for us. We get some business out of the way, build some more relationships, reinforce a bunch of relationships, do a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. Like my phone's been ringing off the hook today. It's like crazy busy. It's all good stuff. You know, it's funny. Before we started doing deals with our partners all over the United States, I kind of had I had this business set up in such a way that it was like running by itself. I mean, literally functioning by itself, running by itself. I always prided myself on like incredible, amazing lifestyle and all this. And then we went to this partner-driven model, and it's like I wanted to make myself available to potential partners, to existing partners. So now it's like my phone literally, like I'm going to count how many times it's going to ring here today while we're doing this. I bet it'll ring. I bet it will ring at least 20 or 30 times just in the next 30 to 40 minutes. So, but that's all cool. It's all very exciting stuff. I mean, we are like in super growth mode here with our partners, and it's very exciting. I mean, every day we have new partners getting in. Every day we got partners doing deals. Every day we got things going on, and it's really exciting. That's why I actually purposely started right here today because I want to show you guys a little bit what our office looks like. Some of y'all have been here actually. Some of y'all visited us and you hung out with us, so you'll see that nothing new for you. But for some of y'all, they're like, well, gosh, do they even have an office? Do they have a building? Yeah, I'm like inside our 10,000 square foot building. And yeah, we got a real building with real people, with real offices, with real computers, with real phone lines, doing real estate deals. So we're going to take a little tour here in a minute. But I hope everyone's enjoying their week. It's great weather here in Atlanta. Like I said, I'm here out of our offices here today. A lot of times I do this in my in-town place. Got a place right in downtown Atlanta. But soon you guys are going to see me doing a lot of these guys from my main place, which is right on the lake. And so a lot of times during like this last weekend, I spent the whole weekend at the lake. It was amazing. And so you guys are going to see me on Tuesday nights at the lake house, and you're going to see some amazing views, incredible, wide open. I live right smack dab on 250 short miles of shoreline in Lake Lanier, and it's amazing. Like literally, you jump on my boat, and within 10-15 minutes of jumping in, you're at like 5 or 6 or 7 different restaurants. And so anyway, so maybe next week I'll do the webinar from the lake house, show that off a little bit, and all this. All this to say, sideline note, for those of you that are coming to see us, for those of you that are partners, guys, amazing weekend coming up, weekend of August 10th and 11th, right here in Atlanta. And if you're one of our partners, you absolutely, positively need to be there. It's going to be amazing. All you have to do is go to Partner-Driven Live, I believe, partnerdrivenlive.com, and you can get registered there. And you know, we hang out for a couple days. We tons and tons of learning, tons of teaching that weekend. We hang out that Saturday night. We do a great party, so a lot of social interaction. And guys, so August 10th and 11th, right here in our office in Atlanta, I promise you, your mind's going to be blown. So go to Partner Driven Live and get yourself registered there. We just opened it up, and I got a text like 20 minutes ago saying that we already had it's limited seating, and it's getting filled up very quickly. We don't do these big events. We think we rather have the intimacy of a smaller event. So Partner Driven Live, make sure you get registered. But like I started talking all today, I'm doing this out of my office, and what I want to do, I want to literally walk around our offices here today and just kind of show you what this thing's all about, and give you like some, you know, here you see right when you walk in, you see our stuff, you see our first conference room. Jeremy, say hi. Hey. Jeremy don't like talk a lot. That's not right for your position. So Jeremy's out there working right here. And as you continue, like this is the hallway into our office, and then you could branch off into here. This is Julie's office right here. And she's got it going on. She got a couch, maybe very important. She's just copying me. She's got her desk right here. This is where people come hang out with Julie and visit her. And then as we walk over here, in here we got our agents bullpen for them. This is where their support staff sits. More personnel here, desks. This is a bunch of deals that we got here in Atlanta. This is a board worth of deals in Atlanta. So that's pretty exciting. Always good to hear. See, a bunch of files of things that are closing. Very exciting. Some motivational stuff. Money talks, wealth whispers. I like it, I think. Here we got the big bullpen. This is where we do a lot of training. This is where we used to have, like when our partners come in, visit us, this is where we hang out. This is pretty cool. Actually, I just noticed this. This is just a video I did. And this is speaking of our partners, one of our partners, this month alone, we're making about $280,000 in profits with. It's not a bad little partner month. So that's cool and exciting. Our reliable refrigerator. So that's kind of down this. And then as you continue walking down our office, you walk right through here. And here you're going to see a smaller bullpen, but right now we're just growing all over the place. So we're actually using this as a little bit of a storage. Here as you continue going down our offices, this is where the Brain Trust likes to eat, our little in-house cafeteria. Right here, this is a very special person sits here. You know, obviously it's at night here, so everyone's gone. But this is where our negotiator for our West Coast partners sit, helping us negotiate deals. And this is where another negotiator sits with us, helping us negotiate, too dark, negotiate some deals also. This is where Julie's assistant, why does Julie have an assistant and I don't? Julie's assistant, Kristen, sits right here. So that's exciting here. That's the men's bathroom. Over here is our social media division. And you could tell it's social media because these guys are disorganized. I've learned that artists tend to be disorganized. This is where they sit, got the lighting, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. Very confusing. I try to stay out of here because I don't understand all this stuff. So we're down, continue walking down another hall that I'm going to show you right now. And the cool thing is I'm kind of going through this pretty quick, but like the cool thing is all this operates in unison. You know, when our partners are doing deals with us, sometimes they're like 50 million pieces going on, but man, all this rocks out perfectly. This is where Laura sits. And for those of y'all that are some of our partners, you know Laura, but this is where these are just some of the deals we're doing with our partners right here. Boom, boom, boom. More deals, partners. Everybody uses 2 screens in this office. I have no idea how they do it. To me, that's too complicated. This is where Juhi sits. Juhi's in charge of our in-house marketing, and she's in charge of handling marketing for tons of our partners across the United States. This is where Mary sits, and if you've been following us at all, you know who Mary is. Mary is our closer. Closed ungodly amount of deals for me in the last 6 years. I think she like texted me a week or two ago. It's like, Pete, I've been with you for 6 years. You didn't even acknowledge it. Or actually she said, where's my bonus? I think that's what she said. This is where Christine sits. Christine has negotiated literally millions and millions of dollars worth of deals for me. She's a top-notch negotiator, so she's got her own office. Right across, if I fall, I promise I'll get up quickly. Right across here is actually my office. And people can tell, a lot of times can tell it's my office because I got a lot of cigar memorabilia here. I used to be a big cigar guy. I'm not really anymore. But this is my office. See how spotless everything is? Like I can have a million things going on. Literally, I always tell people I can have a million things going on. Look at my office desk. I literally have not even a whole sticky, just like a little piece of a sticky. That's it. Because I stay very organized. We continue down these halls, and right over here is another bullpen for more people. Over here is where we run our money department out of. Bob sits over there. Barb sits over here. So we control our money, operate our money, hedge funds, and all that out of there. So that's kind of a basic overview of our office and how it's set up. You know, it's actually, I know I went through it pretty quick, but there's actually rhyme and reason to how this thing functions. We split things up between negotiators, agents, our investment division, our money division, and all this. And guys, let me tell you something. Everything you see here, everything you see here years ago or a long time ago was all about us doing more deals. That's all it was. Everybody, like if there were people here and I would have done this tour a little bit ago, it would have been all about, here's how I do this deal, and here's how we do this deal. Guess what? Everything you just saw here today, it's all about our partners. Every single office, if you would have seen people there, if you would have seen me like talk to people there, like I said, it's nighttime here now, but everybody would have not been talking about the deals that I'm personally doing or that we're corporately doing. Everybody here's function is to be supporting our partners or one way or another. Because at this point, we are truly a partner-driven real estate investment company. And guys, this is why we do these Tuesday night meetings, webinars, really for 2 reasons. For some of y'all who have not quite joined us yet, you might be out there, you're fighting the fight, you're putting deals together, you're trying to do this, and you're doing this by yourself. We salute you, we applaud you, we wish you nothing but the best. And part of the reason we do these Tuesday night webinars is just kind of encourage you and help you along the way and cheer you on and tell you that you could do it and all that stuff. Knowing deep down inside that we feel like that if you're not uber successful already, that you're probably better off doing this in conjunction with our operation than out there by yourself. And so we keep on showing our faces. We keep on showing our operations. We keep talking techniques and strategies with you all, knowing that or not knowing, but, to a certain degree, hoping that one day you'll understand that this is not a one-person kind of a business, that very few people ultimately became very successful in this business trying to do it themselves for a lot of reasons. But this is just not a business that lends itself to one person tremendous success. As a matter of fact, if you look at the big time investors, the big time developers, the big time money guys, the big time deal people, almost all of them are somehow tied into huge operations and huge teams. It's a business that, yes, you can start as a one person show, but if you want to get into big time levels, you really, really have to learn how to leverage through other people's efforts. So we hope through these Tuesday night webinars that the information we deliver, the things we tell you about, will kind of get you swayed into the point where you're like, you know what? Yes, I do want to do this business. I do want to be successful. I've kind of come to terms that I can't do it myself. And so maybe somewhere down the road, you decide to do it with us. And the second reason we do this is some of y'all have already come to this conclusion. You've already understand that this is not a business that you want to go at it yourself. Real estate is not a business that you want to tackle yourself. Real estate is a business. See, in the end, the reason I really think that this business does not work for so many is that it has so many parts to it. I mean, think about it. If you want to be, let's say, an engineer, you want to pick, you're going to pick what kind of an engineer you're going to be. You're going to get good in that area, and you're going to go out there and hopefully kill it. Let's say you want to be a professional athlete. You're going to pick out a sports. You're going to train according to what that sports needs, and you're going to go hopefully excel. But real estate, although we all know is an extremely low barrier to entry, which means everybody can get in, the issue with real estate, why so few people become successful, is they have no concept of really how many moving pieces there are involved in this business. They have no concept of really what it takes to be successful. They have no concept the kind of money you need to really do this, the knowledge base you need, the stress levels you need to be able to overcome. And for those of you that have been in this business, you know what I'm talking about. No, most people have no idea the personnel you need to do this. So it's a business that's got very, very low barriers to entry, but very, very high barriers to stay in. And so the other reason we do these Tuesday night webinars is for those of you that like listen to what I'm saying right now and you're like, yep, that's it right there. I don't got enough money. I don't got enough people. I don't got enough experience. I definitely don't have enough like stress level to hang in this thing. Well, we feel like we have the ultimate solution for you. We truly do feel like we have the ultimate way of building this business. From the standpoint of we partner with people. Some time ago, we made a corporate decision here that even at our levels of thousands of deals into this business, of decades of experience into this business, even at our level, somewhere along the line, we made a decision that we are stronger as real estate investors when we have partners than we do this by ourselves. Simple as that. And so we do these Tuesday night webinars. For those of you that are like, yep, that makes sense. We want you to we want you to be one of our partners, because that's what we have. We are a partner-driven real estate investment company where we have partners literally all over the United States, and we do deals with them. And we feel that is the ultimate way to be successful. We feel like that is the ultimate way to do this business. And we feel like it is truly the ultimate opportunity, because when you become one of our partners, it's very simple. You work off two things that most of you lack right now. You work off our experience, 20 years in the business, thousands of deals, tremendous highs, tremendous lows, tremendous wins, tremendous losses, and you utilize our money. And when you have experience and money in this business, you're ready to go. You're ready to make money. If you lack experience or you lack money, or God forbid you lack both, I'm going to tell you right now, and it's probably something that some of you don't want to hear, you're dead in the water in this business. And it's like a catch-22. Well, how do you get experience without having experience? How do you get money without having money? It's very simple. You partner with somebody that has experience, and you partner with someone that has money. And so if somewhere along the line tonight you're like, yep, that model makes sense to me, I want to do it, I want to be a part of it, or maybe after you listen to the webinar tonight, or maybe you're listening to it in the recorded format, you're like, you know what, that is something that makes total sense to me, then we want you to simply go to our website at www.coachingbypeter.com, www.coachingbypeter.com. And there you can get more information on how you could be one of our partners who utilize our money, our expertise, our knowledge, our people, our infrastructure. We do deals with you across the United States. We sell them off, we split the profits. And just like you saw in there, and that's big bullpen that I just showed you, where with one of our West Coast partners, we're splitting well over $250,000 this month. We want you to be part of that kind of experience, and those are the kind of partners we're looking for. All right, so that's kind of all the preliminaries, guys. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is something really, what happens on these Tuesday night webinars. We kind of have a procedure that we follow here. Usually, Rafa sends an email or text out in the morning, and he says, "Hey guys," and he sends it to Julie now. He says something like, "Hey, what do you want the topic to be?" And then we just, text him back something. He packages it, repackages it, sends a cool email out, and that's how, all of you are here tonight. But today he sent me, what's the topic? And I sent him whatever I sent him. He's like, nah, I don't like it. And I kind of disregard it. That's my way sometimes, the handling situation. I just disregard them, and I hope they work themselves out. And like an hour or two later, he's like, hey, what's the topic? And I basically gave him the same topic. I just reworded it, and he kind of knew, okay, we're going to have to go with that. And he's like, okay, I got it. We're going to run with it. And the topic, and so the funny thing is, I don't know if this was going to be a well-received internal topic today, but to me, this is like one of the favorite topics to talk about. See, we could talk about techniques, we could talk about strategies, we could talk about implementation, we could talk about negotiations, we could talk about contracts, we could talk about working with realtors, bird dogs, we could talk about real estate agents. We could talk about all that stuff that you need to know to be successful. But in my opinion, the most important topics we talk about here are just topics about us. And I know it sounds kind of goofy, like, what do you mean topic about you? Like, that sounds like in a little bit of a show-offish way. That's not what I'm trying to do here today. I'm not trying to come through in a kind of show-offish way. I'm not trying to come through in any other way other than the real way. And that is this. The topic tonight is very simple. Why I would never quit this business. Why wouldn't I retire? I mean, this, you've ever thought about that? I mean, so many people build this business for one intense purpose, and that's to sell them off, right? I mean, we all know, or most of us know, people that have become very financially successful by building things and selling things, right? And then they either go on to other things, or sometimes they restart things, sometimes they quit things. But, when you're business, sometimes the ultimate judge of success is, well, what happens when you get rid of that business? And I could tell you there's many business owners out there today that are building it for only one reason. They're building it to sell. They're not building it because they love it. They're not building it because they're passionate about it. They're not building it because they can't wait every morning to be part of what they do. They're building it because of a pie in the sky they have that one day I'm going to go through this, whatever this is, this treacherous experience called being a small business owner. And one day somebody's going to show up at my doorstep and they're going to offer me a bunch of money, and I'm going to sit back for the rest of my life and I'm going to do nothing, whatever that nothing means to them. But on the flip side, sometimes you hear these amazing stories. Like you hear stories from I remember listening to an interview by Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. And there was a point in time, I think somebody offered him $1 billion for Facebook. And this was before Facebook was Facebook. I mean, it was in a way to being Facebook. It was still in in those areas where, things could have gone sideways. And he turned it away. Today I was listening to LeBron James, the basketball player, and he was talking about how when he was one of these, I think it might have been Adidas, one of these big outfits, how somebody slid a big check to him to basically not see other big players or see other big companies like Nike and all this. And he turned that check away. And, and you listen about that and you're like, well, how do they turn away so much money? How do they walk away from these unbelievable opportunities? I thought you're building it to get rid of it. And I could tell you that's not true for every single business owner. I could tell you that what we have created here in our investment company, the last thing I ever want to do, the last thing I would ever do is walk away from this. I mean, in a sense, this business has become my life. A lot of people look at this business and they look at it from a standpoint of, well, it's so much work. It's a pain in the butt. It's so much stress. It's a bunch of negatives. Everybody's laughing at me. I've been at it forever and I can't build it and I can't be successful. And their whole vision starts and stops with this business right then and there. It's in their day-to-day circumstances. And I could tell you, I've been, the one thing I have over so many of you all who listen into us is I have time in my side. I have history. I have an advantage. I've been doing this for 20 years. And I could tell you, why don't people, I have other friends who are successful in this business, making tremendous amount of money. And, sometimes we'll be talking about it. Well, why not just roll the whole thing up? I mean, if somebody wants this, I mean, look at how big the hedge funds are. They have billions and billions and billions of dollars. There's a hedge fund that could walk into this operation if we wanted them to. Look at what we do. Look at our amazing acquisition strategies. Look at our ability to acquire and do deals all over the United States. Look at the way we've implemented things here. And a hedge fund could look at someone like myself and our company here and say, well, that makes a lot of sense, but I got a couple $1 billion behind me. And if I dump that couple $1 billion into this, I could blow it up and I can make some incredible amount of money. The bottom line is these are valuable businesses that we develop. So why don't I walk away from it? Why don't I just, kind of sit back on the residuals, sit back on other people's efforts? And I could tell you guys, the reason I don't do this, the reason my friends that are in the same kind of business don't do this, is because this is why we built a business. The reason that so many people want to walk away from their jobs, from their businesses, from so many things they're doing, they want to get away is because they feel like that if they sell it, they'll get what they want. If they quit that job and replace it with something else, they get what they want. But what so many people don't understand is in this business, when you get it to a certain level, you live and you breathe and you reap the rewards of what every single person that wants to sell something wants. I mean, this is truly a lifestyle-driven business. This is a business that when you get it to a certain level, this is a business when you're able to scale it to a certain degree. This is a business when you're able to leverage other people's efforts through. This is a business when you get to a certain kind of incomes. It's got that one component that so many people chase and never get. It's got a lifestyle component. So why would I, in any sense, like walk away from something that A, makes money, makes it every month, and B, or maybe that's C, it's got a lifestyle component to it. People a lot of times say, well, let's see if you could sell it, or let's see if you could leverage it out to someone else. And I'm like, well, what would I do? Literally, what else would I do that has this kind of rewards? I compare this business a lot of times to that. And I know so many people have heard this. It's this one guy sitting on the island, and he's sitting by a palm tree, and he's doing nothing. And somebody comes up to this guy, and he says, well, what's your real goal in life? He says, well, my real goal is I want to buy a fishing boat, and I want to take people fishing. And I want to make enough money in this boat, then I could buy a second boat and a third boat and a fifth boat and a larger boat. And I want to just dominate this whole Caribbean with excursions all over the place. And I want to make a ton of money. And they ask him, well, why do you want to do all that? And he says, well, the reason I want to do that is because one day I want to sell it all off and sit by a palm tree and relax. And guys, I'm telling you, that is why individuals like me and investors like me don't get out of this business. This is in essence why I'm so passionate about our partner-driven program, because this is like the first time in the real estate business where I have been able to not just experience these rewards myself. Like for instance, on my social media, guys put today a memory on, I'm not sure, it might've been on my Facebook or Instagram. It was a memory from a year ago where I flew out on a private Learjet, and up until we had this partnering program, I was literally reaping so many incredible rewards in life, and I was reaping them myself. I mean, there's no question about it. And they were good rewards, and I enjoyed it. But this is like the first time in my real estate career where I could actually say I'm actually helping, and we collectively here are helping other people, our partners across the United States, reap the exact same rewards. I was literally texting with one of my partners earlier today, and we were just talking about where we want to meet. And it's not a meeting for business. There's nothing to do with that. It's like a social meeting, get together for a weekend. And, up until this business and our partner-driven model, The only thing I could do that with is maybe by a friend who had a totally separate real estate business, who was doing totally separate things from me that we had no connection with other than we kind of got to be friends through this business. Now I could literally text one of my partners and we're trying to figure out where to spend an amazing weekend and what island to hang out with. And why would I ever walk away from this? Because now what I do is not only do I invest, not only do we, do our own deals and do our deals with, but we truly have the ability to help people all over the United States start achieving the exact same, reaping the same rewards that we have. So why would I walk away? Why would anyone walk away? What would we walk away to? Would we start from zero as investors? I guess we could, but that's kind of silly when you don't have to be a zero anymore. Would I buy conventional business? Well, maybe I buy a McDonald's, right? I think I hear in McDonald's, the owner has to work there for a couple of years, flipping burgers. Well, okay, it's probably not something I want to do. I mean, if you think about this from a business perspective, what other industry, what other business has the dynamics that this business has? What other business, what other industry has the type of rewards that this business has? What other business, what other industry has the ability to generate the kind of money that this business generates, but then at the same time produce the kind of lifestyle that this business produces? And like I said, I've been so energized as an individual, and I know so has our team here also been, about our partners. I mean, it is so cool when a partner closes a deal with us. Before, when I would close my own deals, the way it worked is this. I'd be somewhere, wherever I'd be, okay? And I'd get a text from my office, and it'd be something like an address of a property we did and how much money we made. And that's all cool. I still get those texts. Matter of fact, I got one in today from Mary. We closed our own in-house deal. And here it is. I don't know if you could see it on the screen. It says Ben Park, and we made $81,590 on it. And that's cool. And that was like our own in-house deal. But you know what's really cool, even beyond that? When I get those same kind of texts from Mary, from our office, but it's one of our partners. And then it's almost like there's a celebration that takes place in our office about when it's cool to get a wire for $81,000. Make no mistake about it. Those wires never get boring, okay? But I can tell you, it's almost more cool to get a wire for $10,000 or maybe $15,000 or even $7,000 when a partner's involved. I mean, just today's Tuesday and Friday, so last, business day, 48 hours ago business day, we had a partner sitting right in that office where Jeremy's sitting working from tonight. And it was one of our partners, Jamari. He's been with a partner of ours for a while now. And let me just tell you something. I couldn't figure out why Jamari couldn't get a deal done quicker. I mean, he was doing what he needed to do. I mean, he was loyal to the system. He was loyal to the business. He was loyal to everything that you need to be. And even at my level, 20 years in the business, I was like, well, why doesn't this happen to him? Well, guess what? Jamari was here picking up a check Friday. And we hung out here and we had a little celebration for him. And the cool thing is that was the first check he was picking up. He's got another deal that was a check, I think we did $10,000. We got another deal that we're closing for $30,000. And yesterday, when I was in that same office reviewing all the deals we're doing with our partners, I was told just yesterday, Jamari just put another property under contract. He's loyal to the business, loyal to the system, loyal to himself, never really questioned anything, just took a little bit longer than usual for most people. Who cares? Because in the end, he'll never remember how long it took. People get so hung up on dates in this business. Like, well, if I don't do it by the third week, I'm out. I'm like, really? Your future is worth 3 weeks in the business? I mean, come on. I mean, Jamari's been doing this for months. Really not a ton to show for it, tons of activity, and all of a sudden, boom, 3 deals just like that. Probably between them make over 50 grand. Not bad, right? And I promise you 5 years from now, when Jamari continues to be loyal to the system and continues to be loyal to the business, he's not going to remember that that first deal took him whatever, 4, 5, 6 months to do. I can't remember 20 years ago when I closed my first deal. Cannot remember the date, the time, how much I made, where the property was, but I did know I did it. And I do know 20 years later, here I am. And so why don't successful investors, if you really think about this, forget like, some of you all have connections with us through our programs and stuff like that. But I'll tell you, think about how many other successful investors that you know that walked away from this business. I don't know really any. And I've been in this thing for 20 years. I know some of the biggest players across the United States. And I don't think I know any one of them that's like physically walked away from this business. I know plenty of dry cleaners that sold their businesses. I know plenty of franchise owners that sold businesses. I know, engineers that got out of doing what they're doing. I know plenty of people that got out of doing whatever the heck they were doing. And by the way, not because they were doing so poorly necessarily, just because they didn't want to do it anymore. I cannot honestly, as I think about this right now, pinpoint one person who's made it in this business, at least that I know of. I'm sure there are some out there that walked away from it. Because what are you going to walk away from? Okay? What are you going to walk away from? And if you're not quite where you want to be, and I know most of us are not where we want to be, what are you going to walk to? Some people say, well, gosh, Pete, I'm just beginning, so it's easy to walk away. Okay, I get it. I know it's easy to walk away. But what are you going to walk to? What are you going to walk to that's going to give you the kind of results that this business have? I can tell you there's not a day, let me rephrase it. I can't think of a day where I've truly said, man, I want to get out of this business. I can't think of a time where I said, man, I need to retire. I can't think of an occasion where I'm like, you know what? Let's wrap this whole thing up and sell it off. I can't think of it. Now, sometimes when we build things, we build them to sell them, not to really sell them, but so they're set up the right way. So we do actually build this business with that intention, but we only build it with that intention because we want to set it up in such a way that it functions correctly. See, when something is sellable, it means it's functioning correctly. It's running by itself. It's running on autopilot. It's running on residual income. It's running in a predictive mode. So that's just the way you structure the business. But no, none of us that I could think of are doing this thing to get rid of it. You don't get rid of something that works. And you don't get rid of something that gives you what you want. As a matter of fact, it becomes an addictive thing at a point in time. Why do I love our partners so much and doing deals with our partners? It's kind of an addiction for me. It's a way for me to grow my business now. The more partners, the more deals. I don't need to do another deal, in essence. I mean, it's nice to do a deal, love doing deals, but what I really love is doing deals with my partners. And that is why I don't walk away. And that is why, as far as I could tell, no other successful investors that I'm aware of walk away from this business. Because when you walk away from something, you got to walk to something. And if you're making the money you want and you got the lifestyle you want, what other possible thing can you want? And that's why this business is worthy of doing. And that's why if you can shortcut this business, it's worthy of shortcutting. And this is why we're so adamant about working with us in a partnership. Because in essence, we're not only your way of getting there, we're your shortcut. We're your shortcut in getting there. We've made the mistakes. We've had the downs. We've hit our head against the wall enough that when you're a partner of ours, you're not only reaping the upside, but really in essence, you're negating all the downside. So for those of you that feel like, you know what, that makes sense. I do want to build a business. I do want to build something I don't want to walk away from. I do want to be part of something bigger than me. Then we want you to be part of our partner-driven program. Because with our partner-driven coaching clients, what we do is we coach and mentor you. We generate leads for you. We give you all the money to buy the properties, all the money to fix the properties. And when we sell those properties, we split the profits down the middle, 50-50. And if you're like, that is something I want to be a part of, then we'd like you to go to our website tonight at www.coachingbypeter.com. There you can get all the information you need about our partners and how to join our program. But some of you already are partners. And the thing that I want you to get after you listen to this is you got to kick it into next gear. That's it. You don't control the frustration. I get it. You don't control I get it. But you control the time and effort you put into it. We all got 24 hours a day, and how we spend it is 100% in our control. We all got free time. We all have time we could utilize. Guys, build this business, because we collectively here need more partners to do deals with, to hang out with, and to plan amazing weekends with. So that's all I got. I enjoyed it. Guys, we do this every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Thanks, guys.